So next person, I can go in order. Pravin, if you'd like to. Okay, beautiful. I'll give you the floor.
Yeah, so thank you so much, Denzel. Okay, so before I get into my questions, let me thank you from the bottom of my heart, because I'd been looking at various YouTube channels and bunch of things, and how to pay off the debt early. Okay, I'm 52-year-old, live in Dallas, Texas, and then that's what, like, people were talking about. Oh, you know what? Instead of paying once a month, pay twice a month, and bi-weekly and all kinds of things. Anyway, long story short, I stumbled upon this concept of HELOC.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I started listening to Christy Van Fantastic channel,
Mm-hmm.
and then from there I got to know you, and then I hooked on to your channel. Okay, and then I completed all the pre-work, what all pre-game thing.
Yep.
You have like bunch of videos, and I put together my sheet and everything.
Perfect.
And then in between there was a Christy Vance 8-week program was there, on the velocity banking. So I attended that, and then I got connected to CMG Mortgage through to Harrison George.
Okay, great guy.
So I
Yep.
was getting myself educated, and I was seeing that there is a ray of hope, that through the HELOC and then all-in-one loan could be my way out to kind of pay off my mortgages and all that stuff. Anyway, again, so the conclusion is that uh, I listened to your very first podcast with Harrison George. That was about an year back, 1.5 year back. That gave me absolute clarity. I would say like 80% of the clarity that this is the tool for me to go that route. And then few months before, like you did the second session with Harrison George. Okay, and that was the day I made the decision that I need to get into this one. I got connected to through Vesti. Of course, I was during that 8-week program with Christy, so she connected me to Harrison George. But I would like to give the credit to you as well as to Christy for opening the door for the all-in-one loan. And then in last September, I closed my all-in-one loan with CMG Mortgage. Okay, and
Nice.
then I got a 545,000 as the line of credit.
Mhm.
Okay, and yeah, so and then my situation, I would tell you that right now I have like five properties. So one is my primary home, and then four investment properties, and all of them are rented. And so the question basically I had was, I had been hearing about chunking. Okay, so my first one, which is on the HELOC. Okay, so that is already paid off, so no more debt on that. So it's all clear. But then four other properties. So the one primary where I live, and then three other properties outside that, the first one. My question is that, how should I start chunking? Like, I heard in one of your videos that your chunking should be like some some percentage of your your income, and it should not be like fully paying off your mortgage and all that. So I wanted some clarity on that. Like, what should I how should I go about it?
Yeah. Tell me about the all-in-one. 545,000 is the what you got approved for, right? Credit limit.
Yeah.
What do you currently owe right now?
Okay, I owe 360. No, hold on. So, how much I owe on like all-in-one?
Yeah, how much do you owe in it?
Oh, that is only like some $3,000 or so. That's it.
So this is like this is pretty much paid off, your all-in-one. Just a open
Yes,
line of
yes. So
credit,
this is the credit available to me right now. Right now.
right? So you're saying there's only about 3,000 owed on it?
Yes. So okay. So available. Okay. So what I told for 545K uh, minus 3,000. Yeah, 542K is the credit available to me right now.
Oh, awesome. When you got the all-in-one, was the home already paid off pretty much? Or did,
Yes, yes. So the home which I took HELOC on, like all in one on. So that home was paid off. So it had like
gotcha.
uh, it had approximately
Cool.
280K remaining. So I paid it off, that one.
Gotcha. What is the interest rate on this all-in-one?
It is 7.63.
All right. So just to be clear, my credit limit is 545,000. I have available to borrow to use 542,000 at my disposal. Like
Yes.
I can pull out 500 grand right now and go buy a property, you know. So I got all this equity available. Only 3,000 owed in there, so that's, you know, nothing crazy. That probably gets paid off easily, nothing. And we've got 4 rental properties. When it comes to chunking, right, like the chunking method, in this case, we need to figure out, what are you trying to solve for? Are you trying to pay off all your debt, if we have other debts? Or are you trying to invest and maybe purchase more property? What is,
So that is a question which always like comes to my mind, that what would be the best way to go after it? Like, start paying off these 4 properties, which are like including the, like, 3 rental and then the one where I live primary, or should I be in the more acquisition mode, like, start using this HELOC toward the buying more investment properties?
yeah, I
So,
think,
but my preference was, because I'm 52, so I want to start thinking about getting out of mortgage, so that yeah, so that would be my preference.
okay, yeah, so you're saying, hey, I'm 52 years old, I would, you know, regardless of whatever the numbers say, I prefer to be debt free. You prefer to have
Yeah,
your properties paid off. So we got 4 rentals. So the information that I'm gonna need, and if you, I know you said you had your numbers, so if you can email that to me, or you can just read it off. But you've got 4 rental properties. I want you to give me the mortgage balances, the interest rates, the payments, and what the rental income is, along with your numbers. I would like to start there, and we can have a call together to really like build that out a little bit more. But for right now, on the 4 rental properties, can you very quickly just tell me what's owed and then what are the interest rates? Let me
yeah.
let me gather that.
Okay, so first one, I the mortgage balance is 213,964.
Okay,
Interest rate is 6.125.
got it.
Second one is 241188.
Two
Interest
four
rate is
four one 244
241188.
1188. Got it. And interest
And
rate?
interest rate is 6.99.
Okay.
Third one is 213464.
Yeah.
Interest rate is 6.875. And then the last one is 360735. Interest rate is 5.75. And the last one is my primary home, where I live right now.
Which is the all-in-one?
No, no, no. Okay, so I have total 5 homes. Okay,
Ah,
and
5.
out of that, one is primary, and then so the HELOC is on the one which is the highest, like highest value. That is now paid off. So that's why there is no mortgage on that anymore.
All right, so
Are you following me?
what's the amount owed on the last property, if I think I'm understanding correctly? Or is this everything?
Yeah. So these are the only 4 mortgages I have now.
Gotcha. So in the last part you said, and then there's, did I miss that? Then there's your primary?
Yes. Yeah. The last one is my primary. Yeah. So okay. So sorry if I confused you. So the HELOC was not on the primary. It was on the investment property, and then CMG actually allows that.
Got it. You've got, which of these mortgages, these properties, is the all-in-one? Or is there a fifth property?
Fifth property. Yeah.
Right.
Fifth.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then all-in-one is 5.
Correct. Yeah.
And you have a primary.
No, no. So the fourth one is my primary.
Thank you. Okay, perfect. That's what I was missing. This is his primary. Okay, cool. And then you have a pretty much a free and clear rental property here on
Yeah.
the other one. Got it, got it, got it. Okay, cool. So now, would you happen to know principal and interest only payments on these different mortgages, not including escrow?
Principal and
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna figure out, because he has a desire to pay off debt and we can use velocity banking to accelerate these. What we're going to figure out is which one does he start with first, and then we'll figure out the chunk amount that ideally we want to work with, and then go from there.
yeah, I can. Okay, so this one, 2 1. Okay, so on the first one, principal is 1325.
You're giving me the full payment, right? Principal and interest together, correct?
Yeah,
Okay, go ahead.
1325.
Okay, next.
Next one is 244. Yes, so next one is it is. I'm sorry, it is taking some time.
It's all right. And then once I am complete with Pravin, everyone, if there's another person that would like to ask a question, share numbers, try to have that ready while I'm working with Pravin. And you can either put it in the comment section or just let me know you'd like to go next.
Yeah, next one is 2125.
2125, got it. Next.
Okay, okay, so next one is,
While you're giving me that, we're going to do cash flow index.
yeah, so next one is 1415.
1415, got it.
And the last one is 2135.
Now, do you also work on top of the rental income that you receive? Like you have
Yeah, yeah, I have a full-time W2 job.
Gotcha. What do you make there? What's your take home per month?
Okay, take home per month is 12,000.
And are you married, have kids?
Yeah, yeah. So my wife, she also works, but then from last 3 months, actually, her mother passed away, so she had taken a break. But again, she would be starting work from next week.
Okay.
Her monthly is 8,000.
And then kids?
Yeah. So my daughter, she is graduating from college in May. So I would not have any education expenses for her.
Okay.
But my son, actually, he's a junior in the school. So after next year, he would be starting the college.
Okay. So son is 17?
So yeah, son 17 and then daughter 22.
Okay. That's all your kids?
Yeah, and my wife, like she's 49.
Okay. Perfect. Do you have life insurance or a wife?
Yeah, I do have it.
How much death benefit do you have in force?
I believe it is for 1 million or so. Yeah.
And then wife?
Wife is I need I need to check that, but I think it was 250K or something like that. Yeah, I need to verify that.
Cool. Any life insurance on the kids?
No.
Okay, cool. And then give me the breakdown of the rental income that you get from each of these properties. What are you generating? You can start from the top.
Yeah. So okay. So first one is 1945.
Okay,
Second one is 2305.
got it,
Third one is 2200. Yeah.
got it.
Okay, last one is primary. So the one which is on the which the HELOC is, right. So that is 3595.
Cool. So just not even including wife's income, with the 12,000 that you bring in, what's the total cost of living on the personal side? So I know we got the rental income here, and this will cover those expenses on those properties. But when it comes to your own living expense, what is that total number?
Yeah, so that total expense per month. Yeah, it is. I think I'm messing up with some numbers. So okay, rental inflow and.
So far, according to cash flow index, which is a formula we use to help us determine which debt to pay off, if our mission is become debt free. By paying off these 4 properties, we get all this cash flow, and that puts you in a much stronger financial position. From there, if you decide to acquire more properties, you're in a very well positioned to do so. So we can go back and forth, and you can obviously make the decision of whether I want to continue to pay off debt when you knock off one property at a time. So we can always, evaluate on this journey of paying off debt versus continuing to leverage to create more cash flow, right? And deciding which direction makes the most sense for you, for your household, what's going to bring the most amount of peace, happiness, joy, those factors we want to measure, not just a math equation. Math would say invest, no doubt, right? If you obviously kept these and you're cash flowing, you let the cash flow pay those off over time, and you've got this open line of credit that you can basically leverage to get another property under the amount that you leverage by and create another stream of cash flow and just basically pay the line of credit back over time. So there's that play too. But for now, we're just going to look at paying off debt. What would that look like? The first debt we want to go after is the second property. It got 114.87 on the cash flow index score. So whichever is the lowest number is the debt we go after, and then we order it. So first, the third is second, the first property is third, the last property is fourth. So the primary would be the last one that I would pay off according to cash flow index.
So are you saying the one with the highest rate of interest, we would go after that first, and then in that order?
It just so happens that cash flow index also lines up with debt avalanche, which says go after the highest interest rate. And as we can see, cash flow index, debt avalanche, and velocity banking would say go after this, whereas debt snowball would say go after number 3 property because it's the lower balance. Now, the key thing here, there's 2 ways of looking at this. We have the ability to do one lump sum chunk and pay off the entire property, and you reroute the balance to the all-in-one at a higher rate, no doubt. But when we look at the total percentage interest cost in a year, do we pay less in a year than if you would have just sent extra payments to this property directly? So what we're going to have to do is we're going to get an Excel amortization schedule of this current mortgage. We're going to see where is it currently at. Are we in year 29, 24? We're going to see where we're at. We're going to break this down, figure out the principal and interest separation of this number, and we're going to run some scenarios and use extra payments as our measurement stick, where we say, okay, looking at your cash flow, so you're going to also spend time to figure out what your cash flow is per month that we're willing to dedicate to paying off debt, and then we'll run a scenario side by side, and we'll say, okay, extra payments does this amount, gets this property paid off in this amount of time. Whatever that timeline is, velocity banking has to beat that in order for the strategy to make sense. I have a feeling personally that we could totally make an argument for just doing one big chunk, putting it into all-in-one, do velocity banking with all your income plus the cash flow of the rental property can get parked into the all-in-one. I totally see that happening as a means of reducing that total net amount of interest you pay per year, and ultimately you go faster. A more conservative way I see here is making a chunk amount less than the 244, probably half of 244, where you pretty much eliminate the majority of the interest cost here, and you split the difference of how much interest you pay in the all-in-one, and you do velocity banking. Once it goes to 0, you stop velocity and then go to extra payment, make extra payments on this second property here. And I have a funny feeling you would go even faster if you do velocity banking plus extra payment combined, right, together. So that's one route. Then there's velocity banking by itself, one lump sum chunk. So in your case, you don't even experience chunking, you just chunk once. In that example, property's paid off, the rerouted mortgage payment of the 2125 now sits in the all-in-one. The cash flow that you're getting could also potentially sit in that all-in-one. All my income, wife's income, expenses flow out. Chances are this rate, 7.63, goes down in the next year. So that would create an additional benefit for you. And we just have to make sure that it goes faster than extra payments by itself. We just have to prove that. But we do know so far, in terms of paying off debt, becoming debt-free, this is the order we want to go in. Outside of these rental properties, do you have any other outstanding debts like car loans or credit cards, personal loans?
Yeah, I do have a car loan,
Okay. A car loan might be attractive.
mortgage.
It might be worth hitting that before we get to this. We can take a look at that.
Yeah, so that is 32,000 left now.
Okay.
And then interest rate is 4.49.
4.49. All right. We might not do velocity banking on that simply because of the lower rate and also the
Yeah.
fact that you've probably been paying on that car for a while. So there's probably not a whole lot of interest left on it for us to do velocity banking. But this gives us a framework and our debt elimination potential strategies. Now, there's another potential strategy that we could implement here, and that is using life insurance. Okay, so that's another monkey wrench that I just kind of threw in here that we could look at is funding a whole life insurance contract, either one or two, one on you, one on wife, and taking the same amount of money that you normally would apply toward paying this debt off, and you would send it to your life insurance contract first, have the money build up in there. This process takes longer for sure, no doubt about it. Takes longer than velocity banking extra payments, takes longer than just making extra payments as well. So it takes longer, but in the end, you end up with more wealth. So the thing that you'll have to wrestle with here is, do I value speed more than total, say, net worth? In some cases, people value speed more. In some cases, people value net worth more. And then I would say the in between, call it efficiency, where you get the benefit of speed and the benefit of higher net worth. Efficiency is this option right here. Because of my age, I look at your age, 52. Okay, what would it look like if I build an asset or assets that are guaranteed no risk? So I'm not taking on any additional risk by, say, buying another property or taking on more debt or more leverage. All right, so that's what separates investing and making more money versus buying a secured, guaranteed, liquid, tax-free asset, such as a whole life insurance contract, where your money's going to grow tax deferred, can be used tax-free via loans. And it's the same thing as making extra payments. You're just allowing those dollars to sit in a location first where it can grow at a guaranteed rate. So your money is going to actually compound over the same amount of years that it would take you to eliminate the debt. So you're still going to be paying interest over here. That's the downside, right? I still pay interest, but now I'm earning interest on my money. And then once that account has grown where you have enough to take a loan and wipe out the mortgage, you then take those dollars and now you're paying yourself back the loan that you just took out of that account. What'll end up happening is all the dollars you spent over here, all the dollars you saved over here, all is now in here, plus you have the paid off assets. So it produced the same result. It just took a little bit longer and you end up with a higher net worth, and you also solve a couple other problems, potential problems in your life, such as reaching retirement around a certain age, having enough life insurance protection, having enough living benefits, right? That you're basically knocking off certain key risk that starts to present itself the older we get. So you're solving a multitude of problems, not just the debt issue. So these are three things that we can look at together. We have a more extensive call one-to-one on, where we can have that Excel, we can have extra payments, velocity banking, doing one big chunk, velocity banking doing a half a chunk, and then extra payments on the tail end of the mortgage, and see what that looks like. Then we can look at whole life insurance. Okay, what would it look like if I just took those same dollars, funded a policy here, let that grow for 2, 3, 4 years, took a loan, boom, pay the mortgage off, and then rinse and repeat for all the other properties as well. And meanwhile, you've got this all-in-one that is liquid and available. That can be used as like an emergency fund. That can be used as an opportunity fund. Something presents itself. So we got a lot of cool options here. So the tough part is you got options, right? And what's even tougher is all of the options produce very good results. Very good. And I think what's ultimately going to help you make the best decision is if we do some additional, one-to-one coaching together, walk you through, ask you more questions, go more in depth, and see which is the one that aligns with your values and beliefs. And we have our money match up with your values and beliefs. So we're going to tell our money to do what our values and beliefs are, not the other way around, right? We don't want to have our money dictate our values and beliefs, right? We want our values and beliefs to dictate where the money goes, right? So we bring the money over onto this side, not our values and beliefs onto this side. Does that make sense? Does that help?
Yeah.
Any other questions so far just on this? Was this pretty helpful? Just kind of building a nice little framework here in this moment?
Yeah. Thank you so much, Denzel. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.